And welcome inside the Backstage Pass TGIF version of it too, and definitely looking forward to that weekend coming up here too as well. Thanks to Olivia Rocks for coming on too. She used to be on American Idol. She's doing some big things out there too as well, and always a great supreme talent there to have on the show here too. Again, thanks to our friends at KKTC True Country 99.9 out there in Taos, New Mexico, and up into Colorado for playing the show, and of course last year High Tide Country. .net, 250,000 listeners last year on High Tide Country in Oklahoma. So streaming radio, yep, that's where it's at too as well. No doubt about it too. Like a good song, a good country song out there too. Pleased to welcome in one of my friends. You might have known her by a former name in the past too as well, but she's still the same beautiful person inside and out. The new single, Good God. It's across all those streaming platforms. Jennifer Hart here on the program. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you, no doubt too. It's been a minute since we had caught up. I was trying to
Wait a
remember.
second. Do you have an Arizona Cardinals hat on right now?
Yeah, it's an Arizona Cardinals cap. It's
I
yes.
I'm from Arizona. I love it. That's my team.
I remember you saying that. That's
Yeah.
kind of like a second home to me out there too. So we get to talk about
Yeah.
that today too, because there could be a nice wide receiver coming in this NFL draft that I'm looking forward to that could join us from Ohio
Yeah.
State. And we made some good offseason additions too through free agency. I'm looking forward to. Hey, Kyler Murray's my guy. That's my boy.
I know.
So
Yes. I mean,
I got to
same.
stand
Baker
behind
Mayfield's the same.
my team, my quarterback, no doubt too. And I got to see him 2 of the last 3 years. We'd gone out there. A friend of mine worked for the organization, and yeah, we got to sit in that south end zone, down low, probably 12 rows up, right there in the corner of the tunnel where they come out, and see a couple of just really good kick-ass games. It was a lot of fun, so
So fun.
we enjoyed it. And State Farm is a great place to watch a game if folks have not been out there too. Hey, let's dive right into it. This new single, I thought it was fantastic. Today it came out March 22nd. Good God. And I've seen all the posts and things you've done out there too. How excited were you to get this track into the fans' hands?
So excited. So this is actually my first time releasing music consistently. So I'm releasing a song every 5 to 6 weeks this year. We may even start doing it a little quicker the more we kind of get the ball rolling. So this song I wrote, I can't remember, 2, 3 years ago maybe, and I've always loved it, and it just never had its chance or its moment. So finally it gets its
Mhm.
moment, and I just love this song, and I'm already getting a lot of really good feedback from it.
As far as the origination, the idea, the writing, all that just pretty stuff out there too, the hook, everything. How did it come together?
So a funny story. I was actually just talking to my husband about this. So I wrote this song with my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, Rob
Hmm.
Ricotta, and then my friend Emma Lynn White and Jared Griffin. And Rob had the title "Good God" when he came into the room. And he was like, "I think something like 'Thank God for a Good God' would be a really awesome
Hmm.
song." And I was like, um, "Thank God for a good God who gave me a good man." And he was like, "Yeah, that's so cool." And we just wrote it. So it was kind of between the two of us. I guess our idea, and all four of us just wrote the song, and we collaborate really well together. And honestly, I remember this song being fairly simple to write. Like we just
Hmm.
all really loved the idea. We really understood what we were writing about, and it kind of just flowed from there.
I love that too because it's amazing how music comes together. And what I love about doing on this show, not just talking to the great singers out there, but the songwriters and the producers and the people that kind of step in the studio and make a record or make a song come to life more. How important is that for you on working with someone on your team, a producer, an engineer, to take your livelihood, what you've done, what you've written, and bring it to life in the studio?
Yeah, my producer is Brandon Hood, and we did my last project together, the full EP.
Hmm.
And I loved working with him. He really understands my sound, my style, what I like, what I don't like. And I don't really have that much of a producer brain. Like I have some ideas that I know I do and don't want. So he really understands when I'm like saying all these random words. I'm like, it needs just more color here. Or it needs more, I don't know, like oomph or more flat. And I don't even know what I'm talking about, but somehow he does, and he just figures it out. So having somebody like that who just is really on the same wavelength and really understands how you want to sound is so helpful, just because every artist is going to be extremely picky on their own songs and their own vocals. So he's so great doing vocals. He just hears me when I have any complaints, or it's a great process. So that part is extremely important when it comes to getting the full just vision of a song out there.
What's your process for songwriting? Your favorite part? I know it's a process going through it too, but what do you enjoy most? I mean, in taking an idea and seeing it come to life.
So my favorite thing to do in songwriting is co-writing. I love when there's just, whether it's I bring in an idea or somebody else brings an idea and we just all kind of connect to it. Like it's very interesting that when you all really connect on an idea of a song, there's just not a better feeling than writing that together. Like I can't even explain it. So I think just the fact that we get to all collaborate, it's like bringing 3 or 4 brains together and ideas. And the cool thing is I can say a really out there line that will never make it in the song, but because of what I said, it inspires somebody else to be like, ooh, I have a thought based off of what you just said. And so the going back and forth is really fun to me. And just the fact that we literally can have a conversation with a friend. We're like, ooh, that's a cool song idea. We can read a book, watch a movie. And our brains are 24/7 going about song ideas. We're just looking for song ideas all the time. So sometimes they come naturally. Sometimes you have to do a little digging for it. It's just different every time.
Yeah, which is good. And it keeps the fun going too. It keeps it kind of
Yeah.
attractive out there too, people's ideas and going. And I always say, yes, the old saying, 2 heads are better than one. I'll tell you what was great about it too, is I still go back to when you and I first met. I believe it was probably 21 or 22. So it has been a minute since we had chatted last time, but Half the Man was out, which I thought was, you brought that song to life. I'm talking about just a tremendous vocal job that you did. It was on the 1992 record that you put out with the 7 songs on there, September of 22. I believe that was too. And of course, I always tell people, yes, I've slept since then. So these dates could be right around when she releases too. But please double check me in the comment box. But somewhere in there, give me some best memories of that particular album and really that song, because that song really, it just brought you to newer heights as an artist. It really did.
Yeah, it was a song that kind of made me known to the world, which was really awesome, especially when it's a song that's so personal and so special like that. And something that I accidentally do when I write songs is I include like a lot of nostalgia. I think just because I love how I grew up and it's just a part of who I am. So I'm always going to bring the 90s and the early 2000s with me the rest of my life. And I'm really a big fan of just relating to my stuff that I write. And if I relate to it, somebody else is going to relate to. So that's kind of just how I started writing my full EP, writing in general, writing Half the Man. It was a personal song and story about my sister and my relationship with our dad. So we have such a good family, and there's just something about a father-daughter bond that is unmatched. So I'm very grateful for him, because that song would never be here if he wasn't such a good dad.
Yeah, no, that's true. And, a lot happened when it changed for that pandemic, of course, 2020 into 2021, and of course, 2022. And a lot of people, like I said, took some tough loss there too at the same time, had to pick up, additional hobbies, different jobs, pick up an instrument. But I will say this, that record kept me believing, kept me going. 1992. That record really had a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion into it. How important was it for you to start the record with a song like 1992 to set the tone for that record, as you mentioned, to keep listeners and country music fans feeling something too at the same time? But that song really set the tone for the rest of that album, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All of that is very important. Just being myself, being genuine. It's the only person I know how to be, is who I am. So if that comes across on my music, then I think I'm doing something right. I constantly need to remind myself that is why I do, is just to share my story, to share my life, to hope that people, I mean, if I have these emotions of these songs that I'm writing, somebody is going to relate. I don't think I'm the only person in the world who, the 1992 is talking about I used to be afraid of the monsters under my bed, and now they moved up to my head. It's like the older we get, the more we're just up here. We're just up here all the time. So that's kind of what that song's about. And it's just like, if somebody speaks up about it, I think we're all kind of like, I feel that way too.
But we do feel that too, and I loved it. So from the WWJD off of there too, and
Thank you.
Burned Out, and of course you had the half the man with the track, and of course the reimagined one too. I loved it, which was fantastic. So this Heart's Done Break In, another fantastic song. You got to go, guys, check it out across all the streaming platforms, especially in the markets out there. KKTC True Country 99.9, and of course our friends out there too, HighTideCountry.net. If you've not heard the music from the great Jennifer Hart out there too at the same time. Well, I tell you what, got to take a break. Have you play a couple songs today too, no doubt. We'll have you play the latest single, Good God, when we come back, and of course one more. I always say dealer's choice here on the program too as well. We'll take a time out for our friends out there too, and the stations we're on too. Stay tuned. A lot more with Jennifer Hart coming up, coming back with a performance. A lot more to come. Stay tuned.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
The Bangtail Pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
Ever thought about owning your own business? Tanya Lapsley-Cockett did. She decided a little over 5 years ago that she was going to be an entrepreneur, so she started her travel business. Tanya is married and works a full-time job. Her business has given her amazing opportunities. Not only does she get to help people create memories by booking their vacations, sporting and entertainment tickets, rental cars, etc., but it has also allowed her to help other families create legacy income. The travel industry is extremely lucrative and is an $8 trillion industry. The travel industry is projected to earn in excess of $15 trillion over the next 10 years. The travel industry pays its professionals up to 70 to 80% commission on the travel that they book for themselves and their clients. As a travel business owner, Tanya books travel and teaches others how to own and operate their own travel business. She is a director in training on the marketing side of her business, where she has helped over 90 families start their own businesses. If you're interested in owning your own travel business, please contact Tanya at 917-743-1199 or at ladytlc3555@me.com.
And back here on the show, Jennifer Hart joining us here, the Backstage Pass. Again, good God, across all those streaming platforms. Make sure you guys go check it out there too. And of course, check us out. Subscribe out there, the SportsGuysPodcast.com out there too as well. Grand Slam music and sports talk out there too. Arizona Cardinals talk today is our segue there. Of course, our favorite team for myself and Jennifer. And of course, March Madness going on for the NCAA tournament. We have some comments out there too from a lot of the great fans and our friends out there too, KKTC True Country 99.9 and HighTideCountry.net. It is all yours for the first of two songs today. I'm going to let you take it away. Miss Jennifer Hart here on the program.
Righty. Go ahead. This is Loveless. This is a song I released last month. Maybe one day these rings won't line the way they do. My white dress, it'll have a little more washed out hue. Our hair might turn to gray. These memories might fade. Yeah, most things go that way. But I can never love less. Gonna love you more every day. Ain't no way I let you forget. Every heartbeat singing your name like ooh. promise you now and forever, I can never love, I can never love less. Like fine wine, we keep on getting better with time. And I meant it when I said that I loved you that first night. How much I loved you then, don't compare to this right now. Baby, I'm starting to figure out I can never love less. Gonna love you more every day, ain't no way I'll ever let you forget. Every heartbeat singing your name like ooh. I promise you now and forever, swear I can never love, I can never love less. I can never love less. Our hair might turn to gray, these memories my fate. Yeah, most things go that way, but I can never love less. Gonna love you more every day, ain't no way I'll ever let you forget. Every heartbeat singing your name like ooh. I promise you now and forever, swear I can never. For worse or for better, swear I can never love, I can never love less. I can never love less. No, I will never love less. That is Loveless. It is out now. I released it last month. That was actually our first dance song at our wedding.
Beautiful song. Love the art cover too. Thought it was fantastic. And where did you guys take the photo? Was fantastic. It's like from a was that inside a limousine or a car?
It was a I believe it was a '69 Mustang.
Ooh, okay, even better.
Yes. Yep. It was that was a photo from our wedding. That was like our send-off car. So I just used a real wedding photo. It was fun.
I love that too. Just beautiful work there. Just a song that just really touches the heart, touches the soul too. This is one I think for all fans can really resonate with. How did the idea come from behind it? Just kind of thoughts or going through the experience? Tell me about that.
Actually, I love this idea. So this was probably a month or two before our wedding. We got married at the Loveless Barn, which is in Nashville, Tennessee, kind of just a few 15 minutes out of down. And I went to a wedding there about 8 years ago, I think, before I moved to Nashville. And I was like, this is such a weird name for a wedding venue, Loveless. Why would you get married at the Loveless? You should be called Love More. And I was like, I'll never get married there because of the name of it. So fast forward 8 years later, we're looking for wedding venues and this beautiful venue. I thought it was going to be way out of our price range just because it's a famous venue in Nashville and also just the funny name of it. I was like, I don't really want to get married there. But my mom found the wedding venue having no idea anything about it. And I was like, I probably not the venue. I'm probably not going to have our date available. And everything just fell into place. Everything worked out. I'm like, I mean, this venue is so dreamy. It's one of the most gorgeous venues in town. So we booked the venue and I'm like, well, I've got to maybe write a song about it or something just to make the name a little bit more tolerable. So I brought it into a write. I'm like, I'm getting married at the Loveless Barn. It's kind of weird. I don't know if there's a song in it or not. And my co-writers loved the idea, loved the spin on making Loveless a good thing. I could never love that. I think that sounds good. But if you listen to the song, it's positive.
It's a positive message, no doubt, too. I go back even before that. I think when you and I were talking about Half the Man, but there was another one that came out. I think this was 2021, but Can't Have Mine was one of my favorite songs you had put out there, too. Talk to the audience about that one.
Thank you. Yeah, Can't Have Mine. Man, I haven't sang that song in a while, but that song is about if you are just giving somebody in a relationship so much of your time, your energy, your love, and they're just not valuing you and not giving it back. It's just like you took your time deciding you wanted to be with me, so now you can't have mine. You can't have my time anymore. So yeah, a lot of people have really connected with that song too, which I always love when it just touches people's hearts.
It's a beautiful song, no doubt about it too. Again, Good God across all those streaming platforms out there. I think I listened to it probably 15, 20 times since it came out even last night till today. So there's my count, about 20 streams I've given over the past 12, 15 hours. I'm always honest here on the program. And if you are too, get it up too, because every musician wants a little bit of that mailbox money. So keep streaming it, keep climbing. Spotify and all the different places that are out there too for streaming platforms. We'll take our final time out. One more song coming up from Jennifer Hart here on the program too. She'll perform, I'm assuming, the single coming back from break here in just a little bit. Good God, here on the Backstage Pass, again, powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com. And of course, out there too, KKTC True Country 99.9, and our friends out there too at HighTideCountry.net. Back in a flash, song performance and rapid fire coming up around the corner with Jennifer Hart. Stay tuned.
Ever thought about owning your own business? Tanya Lapsley-Cockett did. She decided a little over 5 years ago that she was going to be an entrepreneur, so she started her travel business. Tanya is married and works a full-time job. Her business has given her amazing opportunities. Not only does she get to help people create memories by booking their vacations, sporting and entertainment tickets, rental cars, etc., but it has also allowed her to help other families create legacy income. The travel industry is extremely lucrative and is an $8 trillion industry. The travel industry is projected to earn in excess of $15 trillion over the next 10 years. The travel industry pays its professionals up to 70 to 80% commission on the travel that they book for themselves and their clients. As a travel business owner, Tanya books travel and teaches others how to own and operate their own travel business. She is a director in training on the marketing side of her business, where she has helped over 90 families start their own businesses. If you're interested in owning your own travel business, please contact Tanya at 917-743-1199 or at ladytlc3555@me.com.
The Caden Gordon Show. Today's best country mix is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
The Bangtail Pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here, Jennifer Hart on the Backstage Pass. Of course, check more of the music out, JenniferHartMusic.com. We love giving away the websites as much as we love talking about the music here on the show. Again, thanks to HighTideCountry.net and our friends at KKTC True Country 99.9 out there in Taos, New Mexico, and up into Colorado. Beautiful radio stations out there. Love their country music. And guess what? We get to play a Jennifer Hart song Monday morning. We're going to play Good God on the radio. The call-ins now coming up next week, and surprise, and you didn't know that. Today was just, well, you did. I told you. And today they had like some power outage stuff going on out there, so just weird stuff that go on. Maybe it was like the Alien movie, or not Sixth Sense. I was thinking of that one right now, but the power outages where you have a horror movie. But Monday morning, Good God will be played on there too, on my radio call coming up here for the Backstage Pass too, with Jennifer Hart here too as well. I'll tell you what, time to hear it here on the show, and your guitar player sounding great too. So give some kudos out there to your guitar player too at the same time. Take it away.
I will. All right. Good God, ready? I was sending up a prayer, but I was unprepared for an answer like this. I get to bleed my eyes. I can't believe he's mine. How does he exist? He's handsome as a devil, and he treats me like an angel. Good God, I got myself a good man holding on to my hand. He's got some big plans for us all. It must have been heaven sent me down a blessing, and if I didn't mention, thank God for a good God, gave me a good man. He loves me at my worst, puts my dreams first, says, let's take this thing to church one day. I'll take his last name, I know he's here to stay. And he makes me want to say, good God, I got myself a good man holding on to my hand. He's got some big plans for us all. It must have been heaven sent me down a blessing, and if I didn't mention, thank God for a good God, gave me a good man. Gave me a good man. He's handsome as a devil, oh, and he treats me like an angel. Good God, I got myself a good man holding on to my hand. He's got some big plans for us. Must have been heaven sent me down a blessing, and if I didn't mention, good God, I got myself a good man holding on to my hand. He's got some big plans for us all. Must have been heaven sent me down a blessing, and if I didn't mention, thank God for a good God, who gave me a good man.
You know, if you're going to be around for CMA Fest and this year, and you're on one of those stages, I'm coming to see you. If that's,
Please do. I would love that so much.
which I know everybody's in town for that big event too. It's going to be my first one to take in all the craziness, because I've done the CRS over the past, like I said, 4 years now. So this will be the first big CMA Fest that we're there. So I'm gonna look forward to that too, and have to come see you play a dive, a bar, something out there, or one of the stages there for.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be playing somewhere.
Looking forward to it out there too. Tell me the rest of forecast. You mentioned releasing music and stuff like that, but the rest of 2024, what are you most looking forward to on the project list?
I don't feel like there's there might be a specific song I am looking forward to that I have not recorded yet, but it is 100% going to be out. It is probably my favorite song I've ever written. So, just stay tuned for that, because I'm very excited about it. But other than that, to be honest, I'm just so excited to see what happens with releasing music consistently. Like, it's just every artist's dream for their songs that they've written to be out there. I feel like I've worked so hard for the past 2 to 3 years, just writing. And there are so many of those songs that if I wouldn't release them, no one would ever hear them. So I'm finally like, you know what? I'm going to go dig back into my catalog with some songs that still 1 to 3 years later are still my favorite songs. And I think that says something about a song. If you still like it that much 3 years later, it's a good song. So that's what I'm doing. I'm, of course, still continuing to write, but also going to give some of those songs that I've written in the past light of day finally. So just excited for that. Just excited to get a chance to get out in the world.
All right, let's talk about this. I say women empowerment, girl power, whatever title you want to give it. But it's been amazing to see her rise over the last few years, and the rise of just all the great ladies in country music. But looking back when I had her on the show, Lainey Wilson, back in December of 2020, I said, you know what? You're going to blow up in the next 3 or 4 years. Well, looking at all that she's taken with her. I mean, Bell Bottom Country, and you look at other artists like Carly Pierce, Ashley McBride, Megan Maroney, and so many just other great ladies doing their thing. And I had another one yesterday, Kaylee Bishop, who's a good friend of yours. You're right there. This movement now. Give me some thoughts on this girl power for country music.
Man, I love this. It's just an open door. They are setting the stage. They're opening the doors for all of us. So I think it's so cool. It's so hard to make it in the music business in general, but it is a fact. It is just so much harder as a female too. So to see that they never gave up on their dreams. Lainey was in town 10 years and almost quit at year 10. And then things started happening. Like, it's just so inspiring. It keeps me going. And just honestly, like Lainey, I don't know really any of the other girls personally, but I've gotten to know Lainey a little bit, and she's just the most genuine, gracious person. So to see somebody win who is truly one of the kindest people, like, it's just really nice to see that happen. And everybody, like, I have not met a single soul who said anything bad about Lainey, a fan or someone who knows her personally. So I'm like, she's doing it right. She's doing something right.
Got something going on out there too as well. And of course, a lot of good things happening for her too. I'm sure she'll be back. No doubt about it too. CMA Fest coming up this year, June 6th to 9th in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. Already got to have a little fun with you too. So I'm going to go on the record here for this bird on my hat. And I'm feeling lucky with it this year because I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr., the wide receiver from Ohio State, is going to be the 4th pick in the draft to us. Now, he came out the other day, said he wants to play for us. And I was like, you know what? Somebody wants to play for my team and be on the Cardinals team. I'm all about that too. We got some reinforcements coming up through free agency. 4-13 was a terrible year last year. But I will say, with me and you being best friends and Cardinal fans, because Cardinal fans, Bird Gang, you stick together, no doubt. Give me a prognostication. Absolutely. I'll give you my win total, but you give me the Jennifer Hart prediction for 2024-2025 season.
You know, I'm a big dreamer, and I'm a diehard Cardinals fan, and I believe in my team all day, every day. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I say that every year, but this is the year.
Well, you know what? I second that too as well. I'm going to say yes. We got some good pieces coming in. Some free agent stuff was there. We got now a general manager. I love Monty Osenford. He was with the Detroit Lions. People saw how well the Lions did this year too, from taking that mentality over and bringing it to Cardinal Nation out there too. So I'm going to go on record and say 10 wins this year, playoff victory. If you agree with Jennifer, and say Super Bowl champions. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now, get it out of the way. And the way my heart feels is the way it feels. Just like when it loves a good song, it loves a good song, and the heart's going to say what it wants to say. No doubt about that too.
And it feels like a good number. Yeah. That feels good.
I believe in my quarterback. I believe in Kyler Murray. Got the kid buying into it too as well. So it's a good thing out there. You know, as far as downtime, what do you and the husband like to do? Maybe for a date night, to binge watch something for fun when you're not doing music?
We're both big fans of the outdoors and being active. So when it's nice weather, we love to go on walks or go on hikes or play pickleball. So that's kind of our thing. And then our favorite restaurant in town is Lachlan Table in East Nashville. So that is a reoccurring date night. We just go there all the time. We get the steak with the green beans and chimichurri. It is so good. So the other night we just went to just an Outback Steakhouse and sat by the fire when we got back. Like, it was just a fun night. We're just chill.
It's chill, enjoying it too. All right, when it comes to a Jennifer Hart pizza, what toppings go on that pizza?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I would say majority of the time I'm pretty simple, just pepperoni. Very light cheese. I'm not a huge cheese fan, so it's got to be very light. If not, then I just like a bunch of vegetables. And I recently started liking pineapple on my pizza, which my dad will be very proud of me for, because that is what he does.
I've tried a couple of those too, and I don't know what this craving has been, Jennifer, but I got into deep dish now. For some odd reason, I went from thin crust after a while to more of the deep dish, and I know some people can't do that, but it's just a weird craving.
Just because I don't like cheese, so deep dish has so much more cheese, and I love a good crunch. I want my pizza to be like a cracker, like burnt, really crispy. Yeah.
Which is good out there. All right, first time you stepped behind a microphone, what song came out? Any age level?
Oh gosh. I was like 3 years old, or maybe even 2, when I started like trying to sing. The earliest song I remember is a recital song I had. I had my first solo. It was like a Christmas song. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest, but I still remember the words. It's like Santa's, we are Santa's elves. We are Santa's elves. Yep, that was it. First song I remember.
All right, you've been able to grace a lot of cool stages in your career early on, but is there one, and I know people would say the Opry and some other stuff out there, but is there one for you, Red Rock, something else that you want to step on in your career?
Hopefully I will get to say the Opry pretty soon. Honestly, for whatever reason, I have no tie to it, but Madison Square Garden just seems like the coolest venue. So that's a big bucket list venue.
I like that too. Honest and upfront with us right there. So yeah, MSG, man, from a just famous arena standpoint for all it's hosted and its famous glory too. That would be cool. Like I'd buy a ticket to a Jennifer Hart concert for MSG.
Thank you.
Good thing out there. Well, I tell you what, good God, she's taking off out there too with this amazing career. You guys, just a phenomenal talent out there too in Nashville, Tennessee, one of the emerging artists. Check her out at jenniferhartmusic.com and go check out Good God across all those streaming platforms. Give her some feedback. Let her know how you feel about this song on social media. Get those streams up. Hey, it was good to reconnect with you. And honestly, can't wait to see you during CMA Fest. Good to chat with you and good to catch up. And thanks so much for always believing in what I do here on this program. And man, just keep kicking some ass. You would do a great job at it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you for believing in me. And thanks for having me on again. It's so good to catch up a couple years later.
Just, you know what? Timing is everything. No doubt about it, too. We'll catch up again. We're not going to let 2 years go by again without catching up with the beautiful and the talented Jennifer Hart here on the program. Again, thanks to all the sponsors out there, too, and our friends at HighTideCountry.net and also KKTC, True Country 99.9. We're going to play it, good God, Monday morning on the Call-In with Shelly, too. Our radio calls for the week, too, and, of course, get you guys ready for another 5 or 6 shows coming up next week. We just keep adding them here on the Backstage Pass. Until then, take care, Godspeed, have a great weekend. We'll see